Okay. We'd like to thank our opponents for their comments. And to begin with, one of the first things you mentioned was about only rating student achievement. And I wasn't sure if you're saying that that's what we should do or that's what we are doing. But to address that, the problem is we don't want to just rate the students. We want to look at the teachers. Because you could have a group of students who are just wholly unmotivated, unwilling to learn, uninterested, as you often see in the more poorer neighborhoods or areas with dysfunctional families where the student just isn't interested in working. They'd rather be doing other things, playing basketball, working on their car, or something else. So if we're really only looking at the students, then we really could miss a diamond in the rough, a teacher, a great teacher in a bad neighborhood. And one of the last points you mentioned was about using tenure to pull teachers to poorer areas. But we don't really see where that fits in, because if everyone is offering somewhat of an equal tenure and equal protection for their teachers, we don't see how that would all really pull a teacher from a better neighborhood to a better neighborhood.
Addressing Mr. Clark's question of how are we getting purely pay out of this, or how are we purely basing this on student achievement, we looked at the question and asked, based upon student achievement, should we give tenure and merit pay? And what we decided is that we need a balance between student achievement, standardized testing, and other methods of evaluating student achievement, but also evaluations of teachers. And this is what brings in the whole internal politics of the school, because that method isn't perfect either. I'm afraid this question's been asked many times, and no one's come up with the ideal solution, or else we have it already. So what we propose is a balance. We choose the lesser of two evils. Rather than evaluating solely on one or extreme measure of just the students, or the other extreme measure of just the teachers, we propose this balance, the symbiotic relationship between student evaluation and teacher evaluation. In other words, we aren't going to base it purely on a teacher who has a set of bad students or a teacher who has a set of outstandingly motivated students. Rather, we're going to take the teacher's evaluations and performance over time, as well as his or her students over time, and use that as a more equal method to evaluate the teacher, rather than purely upon student achievement.
Thank you.
So the judges will confer now. We have 3 questions.